Starting. Let's start that fish. If you're doing, don't stop. Finish your slide before you.
Okay, I should finish
Finish it, yes.
the 90 something pages.
You can be some.
Oh, Jesus. Good day, students. This is Dr. Amin Ibrahim. This is the course Introduction to Social Science Statistics, which will be taken by two of us, Dr. Associate Professor Bello Mohammed Baba Umar and myself. It is a 3-credit unit course POL221 in political science and other related social sciences. The course materials are tailored towards the Nigerian context. This course guide offers a summary of course and details about the structures and its prerequisites. The core objective of this course is to, 1, delve into the definitions, range, origin of statistics. 2, elaborate on the method employed in data collection. 3, comprehend the significance of statistics, as well as its limitations. 4, to gain understanding of the visual representation of data through graph and diagrams. 5, it also helps to familiarize oneself with frequency distribution. The overview of this course module is in the course module of Module 1, which I will be talking about in the course of this lecture, is Unit 1. It's divided into units. Unit 1 consists of the definition of statistics. Unit 2, the scope and the uses of statistics. Unit 3, the basic concepts and type of statistics. The module 1 comprises of what? 6 items, which consist of what? 1, the introduction, the objectives, the main content, definition of statistics, conclusions, summary, and also references which will be put forward. In introduction, into this computerized and information-driven world, the significance of statistics is universally acknowledged across various fields. Statistics finds application of virtually every human endeavor. Thanks to the advanced probability theory, we now have access to statistics techniques that now not only describe the key aspect of data, but also enable us to move beyond data itself, empower us to make decisions based on generalization and predictions. The major objective, as I said, would be provide accurate and illustrative example of statistical data. Now, what is statistics? The term statistics have varying interpretation depending on the individual. Some view it as compilation of tables. You have tables, charts, data or numerical information, while others perceive it as component of advanced mathematics. You see, people when they see wherever things are put in form of table or maybe the pie chart or whatever they feel, these are what statistical interpretation of ideas. Why some look at it or they see it from the point of what statistics as an aspect or an advanced what mathematics. Nevertheless, statistics has evolved into a crucial instrument in the examination and assessment of political science and other disciplines in the social science field. Certainly, there are several definitions from statistics from various reputable sources, which I'll be giving you. Firstly, according to the American Statistics Association, ASA, they put forth statistics as the scientific discipline that deals with the collection, analysis, interpretation, and presentation of data. Now, let me give you a simple example. For instance, if you want to collect data on the number of students in political science in each of the level, either you're looking at level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, and you want to determine if the female students are more than the male students, what you have to do is what collection of what data, which is what it is practically explained. You have to what collect this information by knowing how many number of students are there in a particular class, in that particular class. And if you want to know how many numbers of female students or male students, or let's say a test is given and you want to determine how many numbers of students wrote the test, how many number of students scored A, how many number of students scored B, how many number of students scored C, thereabout. You can use what statistics to determine it. You can also use it to what analyze. In terms of analyzing, you are making what information, getting this information to know how many students scored A. You're trying to analyze. Then you are interpreting. When interpreting it now, you find out that if more students, more female students scored on the average point, then you understand that, okay, it shows that most of the female students understood statistics better than the male student. That is what interpretation. You are interpreting your what information. Now, then you now conclude by saying, okay, in the class of given what you have, given your tests administered to students, you can now come up and say, okay, this class, level 1, that had taken these statistics now, you find out that female students are more in tune with the classes or have more time, it depends on whatever, more time to study or had access to the class or were attending classes regularly, and for that they were able to score more than the male student. Now, going further, according to the International Statistical Institute, ISI, they define statistics as a mathematical science pertaining to the collection. You can see collection again continues to come up. Connection, analysis, interpretation, explanation, and presentation of what data. This is what the coming from the first definition, you find out that what this is saying is not far-fetched from what the first definition is saying in terms of collection, analysis, interpretation, explanation, and presentation of what data. Now, thirdly, the renowned statistician, according to the renowned statistician Ronald A. Fisher, he described statistics as the science of inference or the art of drawing conclusion from imperfect data. What that means is that you want to get a conclusion on, let's say, for what we said, for instance, you are looking at the number of female vis-a-vis number of the male students. Now, if you look at what drawing your conclusion, you might say at the end of admission given in the 2023-2024 session or 2022-2023 session, you find out that in political science, more female students applied to the department than the female student. And now, what does that mean? You can interpret it by saying more female students prefer to study political science than other social sciences. You see, this is an example of what collection of data and then drawing conclusion from the definition of Fisher. In another book, Statistics by Robert White and John S. White, to them, they see statistics as what means of collecting, organizing, presenting, analyzing, and interpreting data to assist in the making of effective decision. You see, the issue of what decision making comes to play now. Another example can be given in such a way that when you look at Nigeria economy today, you can use the population to determine how allocation of resources can be made. Even for instance, in Nasarawa State today now, you know, according to the 2006 population census, you find out that you can use this population census to determine what level of resources are to be shared to the 13 local governments within Nasarawa State. And you see, by that, you're making what? You're already making what? Decisions for persons, which what is the function of statistics. Furthermore, the Encyclopedia of Social Sciences defines statistics as a branch of scientific method which deals with data obtained by counting or measuring properties of population of natural phenomena. This definition so far presents a range of perspectives on the perspectives of statistics, emphasizing the role of data analysis, inference, and decision making across various domains. In his book, what they basically in White's book, what they were basically saying is what, in terms of taking decision making, the need for statistics is overemphasized. That society, even as individual, you need for your day-to-day activities, you need the use of statistics because it goes beyond what we think. How we think that in social sciences you don't deal with what statistics, but no, it is not so. Statistics is very, very important to your day-to-day life as you go on. Now, to the summary of this uh, definition so far, it makes you understand that there is no universally accepted definition. However, it embraces, if you look at the concepts, it tends to embrace collection, organization, analysis, presentation, and interpretation for predetermined purposes. In our unit 2, the scope and uses of statistics would have the introduction, the objective, the main content, scope, uses of statistics, conclusion, and the summary. Now, for the introduction, statistics is not just gathering numbers, it involves creating effective method for processing, analyzing, and also making reliable conclusions from the data getting gotten from various fields. It also an application to extend to almost every department of human endeavor. It means it does not just stop at what maybe it deals with what people who are in the academia. No, even farmers, they need statistics. The rural dwellers, you know, everybody, you need what statistics, and its application extend to almost every department. And also this discussion will provide a brief scope for statistics in different disciplines. At the end of this unit, students should be able to discuss the broader scope or the scope of statistics, and also to understand the scope of statistics. Now, the scope of statistics is vast and extends to various fields and applications. Below is a description of illustration of the broad scope of statistics. If you look at statistics in economics, statistics is used in economics to analyze economic data, estimate relationship between variables, and make forecasts essential for economic policy making. Now, if you look at what this information is giving us, is that in economics, it is essential because economic determines how the society is being run. And if you look at, if there's no statistics, you would not have accurate data for you to manage the economy. And if you look at, most of these data are what statisticians use to produce what you have, the share, for instance, where you have the sharing formula for how much is given to every state according to which they deserve. Now, statistics in business management. Businesses, if you look at, many businesses use statistics for market research. For instance, citing a business. Now, it is not just citing this business, but you look at, sometimes what you look at is what you look at the market for business. You know, nearness to market. How is, you look at what kind of, you understand, the market, what kind of products you want to put out, and then does that product have a market in that particular place you want to put this business. Also, in terms of what? Quality control. Statistics help you to give what? Quality control. You can't just say, okay, you want to put out a business. What kind of quality, what kind of products are you giving out? Are they quality products that can ensure that people benefit at the end of the marketing strategy you put out? You see, these are the essential part of what? Statistics. Also, product planning. Product planning. Now, what kind of product? Is it a sachet water? Is it a table water? Table water. You must have what? Plan. How do you intend to? Who are your major focus customers you look at? Who are those major customers you are looking at to what? Get your market to? Then also financial analysis. This has to do with what? Financial analysis to enhance efficiency and profitability. Now, if you look at financial analysis, where you go to a town where everybody is selling the sachet water or table water, if you want to put out the same market, the same product, then your branding has to what? Show. Or in terms of what? You analyze the market. Why are people so much in line with a particular product? You see, you come to what? Analyzing why are people, why is this product acceptable? People tend to accept this product because of what? Maybe some particular, maybe it is the kind of marketing strategy they have used in terms of what? Advertising. In terms of advertising, you find out that most people in the north, have access to, or maybe people within the target area have access to what? Televisions, or they listen to radio more. You see, you are analyzing. This is how you get your products to the people. Then what you do is what? You now analyze. Statistics gives you what? That ample opportunity for you to what? Get your analysis right, so that you will have what? Efficient and profitable business when you start your business. Statistics in social science. Statistics in social science play a key role in social science research, helping to analyze, interpret data on human behavior, attitudes, and what? Social trends. For instance, let's say um, uh, in the last session, for instance, you had students failing statistics. Now you want to find out why is it that students fail statistics, or maybe at a general level you had a lot of failures. Now statistics now will help you to what? In social science, you now go and interview these students to know why had these students failed this course. Or in terms of when you want to look at attitudes of students, why do students prefer to wear certain kinds of dress, or why they behave in such a different manner? Now statistics help you what? To what? Make inquiries. You go, you interview students randomly, interview staffs, and then you now come up with what? Your information that this is what had led to the sudden change or a social trend in the society. And this is the function of what? Statistics in social sciences. Now, the scope of statistics in environmental sciences goes to tell you that statistics aids environmental data analysis, modeling ecological process, assessing the impact of environmental factors. Today now, you look at the world is now looking at the issue of climate change that is seriously affecting the world today. Now, the impact of this climate change now, statistics has been able to tell us that most developed society, most developed society, most developed society are most of the people who had most society who had so much cases of what? They are the ones that these countries are, let's put it in such a way that we say, okay, most developed societies emit most of the most dangerous gases to the atmosphere that tends to deplete the ozone layer. And most underdeveloped society, as a result of lack of industrial activity, tend to face the impact of this climate change. And that has led to serious problems around the world, where you have issues of uh, deforestation, you have issues of earthquake, you have issues of so many other environmental issues, where you have, even within the sea, countries dumping toxic waste into the sea. These statistics help us to what? Look at all these factors. Now, if you look at also the scope of statistics in education. In education, researchers employ statistics to assess students' performance. Also, evaluate educational programs, and inform curriculum development. These are most of the things that statistics does in the education. Now, statistics and government policy. Government uses statistics for policy analysis, demographic study, economic planning, and social welfare program. For instance, let's make an example for policy analysis. Most of the times, it is as a result of the cry from the citizens that certain amenities were not given to them also that makes the government what provide all these things. And that is what the function of statistics to say, okay, we don't have water in this particular area. What do we do? Do they have river close by where we can build a dam? And who are the beneficiaries of this? These, how many, what is the population of these places, and how is it going to, these are what policies, these are what statistics help policymakers to determine. And also what economic planning, as said in the previous aspect. Once you want to plan your economy, you cannot plan out of from the blue. Like you have to plan based on the number of persons staying within that environment. And also in terms of social programs by the government. For instance, there are a lot of programs which were aimed towards alleviating poverty. You find out that in every society you have classes. There are those people who cannot afford the basic needs. So statistics are taken within these places. And then once these statistics are taken within, let's say for instance, we have a population of 3,000. And out of this population of 3,000 residing in a particular place, you have close to uh, uh, let's say you have 3,000 staying and you have like 1,500 are living below poverty. You see, these statistics has shown now that the government had to do more because you have half of the population living below poverty. So the government has to do more to ensure that what you, because you know you cannot eradicate, but you can reduce the level of poverty by giving these people most of what basic needs they want. In this conclusion, in conclusion, you find out that statistics is so essential to our daily life. We often make decisions based on information we have at hand. Like we have said, like in terms of what, uh, in terms of policy making, in terms of policy making and the rest, you must have what data in your hand. For instance, politicians might decide to withdraw from election after gauging the opinion of the constituents in his area, realizing that his likelihood for probability of winning is very low. You have so many of them. You have had your intentions, you come out, you want to vie for a particular position, and after getting sample opinion from people within your area, and you find out that you are not the most desirable candidate, you just have to what step down. And that is what function of what statistics, because you have gone to take a probability test, which is you have gone around to sample opinion from probably the stakeholders and as well as those people who those people who are at the bottom, or those people who are at the bottom, who would definitely inform you that you are not the right candidate and there is a candidate. You see, that is what statistics is all about. Now, therefore, the concept of statistics serve as what valuable instrument in making informed decision in what either a system approach or in your daily life. And that is what statistics does for you on a daily basis, ensuring that you have a good decision you have made. In our unit 3, we'll be looking at what the types of statistics, and the contents would include basic introduction, objectives, main content, basic concepts, and types of statistics, conclusion, and also summary. In the introduction, basic statistics concepts provide individuals with tools to make informed decisions in various domains, whether in a businesses, healthcare, policy making, personal life, and also understanding statistics helps in what? In evaluating options and choosing most effective course of action. Once you use statistics on a daily basis, you are able to determine what you are to do and how you are to do them, and helps you to what? Get better results in terms of whatever you want to carry out once you apply the use of statistics. The major objective is of this unit is that students should be able to understand and also apply key statistical concepts in research. Now, let's look at data, the concept of data. Data refers to raw facts, observation, or information that can be in the form of numbers, text, images, or any other representation. Data, it is said that data lacks context and meaning on its own, because on its own, but becomes becomes valuable when it is organized, processed, and interpreted, often to facilitate decision making, analysis, or communication of information. It is the fundamental building block of information and knowledge in various fields of industry. Basically, what this is saying is that data is an incomplete information, and until data is processed, it is still raw. And so, once processed, it becomes information. Variables. Variable. Accordingly, a variable is a characteristics, attribute, or quantity that can vary and take on different values within a given context or study. In research, statistics variables are used to measure, record, describe aspects of phenomenon or subject. They can be classified into two. Attributes. Attributes refers to the characteristics, properties, or quantities of an object, entity, or data point that helps to describe or categorize it. These attributes can take on different values and are used to provide information or define the characteristics of the subject under consideration in various fields, such as data analysis, attributes, data analysis. Attributes are essential for organizing and also classifying data according to Field 2013. Now, independent variable. An independent variable often is referred to as predictor variable. It is a variable in research or statistics analysis that is manipulated or controlled. It is either manipulated or it is controlled by the researcher to observe its effect on another variable. It means that it affects another variable known as what? The dependent variable. Now, the independent variable represents potential cause or factor that is being studied to understand the impact of dependent variable, which represents the outcome, or response that is being measured. This is put forward by Gravetta and 2013. Now, dependent variable. A dependent variable is a variable in research or statistical analysis that is observed, measured, recorded, assesses the impact or changes the course of independent variable. It represents the outcome, responses, or effects that researchers are interested in studying. And its variation is dependent on the manipulation or changes in independent variable. This is put forward by Trochim, 2006. Now, population. A population is the entire group or the collection of individuals, items, or elements that are subject of the study of investigation, which is in totality everything what you want to study. This contains your population, or entails your population. It also includes all possible members, units that shares a common characteristics or meets the certain criteria within a particular context. For instance, if you want to study, carry a study on students' behavior, you see, you must have to focus on students, not lecturers. You are focusing on the students because you want to derive your information from the students. So your study has to be on the student. But if you are looking at the two, then it means that you have to go both sides, both from the students and as well as the lecturers. Now, in statistical research, population is the target group from which data is collected, and researcher aims to draw conclusions, to make inference about the entire population. And this is put forward by Levin and Robin, 2019. Sample. A sample is a subset or smaller representative group selected from a larger population. That means, for instance, you want to take a research. Your sample must be derived from the larger population. For instance, let's use a student village here in Anguilla. You want to look at student behavior or student attitudes towards a particular phenomenon. And you're looking at Anguilla, you are not taking the totality of Kefi town. So your sample now would have to be within a section, or you are looking at a section of Anguilla. You are looking at a selected part of the population which you want to do your investigation. You carry out your investigation. It also says that it is chosen with the intention of studying or drawing conclusion about a population as a whole. Sample is a drawing conclusion about the population as a whole. Now, sampling is a practical, could be seen as a practical approach since it is often practical or impossible to collect data from an entire population due to time, cost, logistic constraints, the rest. That's why you have to do with what is called the sample, because it is easier for you to manage and easier for you to get your information and easier for you to interpret, and fast as quick. Then also the quality of sample and its representativeness are for the generalization of research findings to the entire population. This is put forward by Yamani in 1967. Now, we'll look at the type of statistics. There are various types of statistics. We have, firstly, the descriptive statistics. Descriptive statistics involve description of events or outcome without drawing specific conclusion. It is also focuses on organizing, summarizing, analyzing, and presenting data, whether quantitative or qualitative data. Now, common descriptive statistics includes the likes of the mean, the median, the mode, standard deviation, range, percentile, choices, correlation, coefficients, and also propositions. Another one is experimental statistics. The experimental statistics pertain to what? Design of experiment aimed at establishing causes and effect. You see, you are looking at how one phenomenon, causes of one phenomenon, and its what effect. Now, this includes design. This includes the design of the quasi-experimental studies where researchers manipulate the variables to understand the impact and also the outcome of this information. Another type of statistics is the inferential statistics. The inferential statistics, it is built upon descriptive statistics by going a step further to make interpretation that can be applied to a larger population. In conclusion, from this topic so far, you find out that the basic concept of statistics is essential for fostering driven mindset, facilitating evidence-based decision making, and promoting informed and responsible use of data in various aspects of our work and also in our day-to-day activities and our life. In a summary, it tends to tell us that at the end of the day, so far, statistics would help students in what comprehending data, both in terms of what structure and information it conveys. And this understanding is vital in interpreting and making informed decisions based on the data you have. The next class, which will be in the module 2, will be taken subsequently by Dr. Bello. Thank you.